What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? Our values mean we cannot ignore the needless human suffering unfolding in Ukraine. Those are the words spoken by Mickey D's CEO, Chris Kempczynski. Our values mean we cannot ignore the needless human suffering unfolding in Ukraine. So does that mean McDonald's has a different moral compass in the US? Because you know, there's a whole lot of needless human suffering going on right here. Now, I was always taught, before you try to go clean somebody else's house, clean your own. Family, imagine someone is a housekeeper and they go to somebody else's house, dust, clean the floors, get on their knees, make sure the floor is spotless, wash the dishes, dry them, blow on them, everything. And then they go home and their house is a pig pen. How much sense would that make? That's the way I look at these companies who are pulling out of Russia because they say they can't ignore the needless human suffering. That's just too much. But they have no problem doing business in the US with all the suffering that goes here, the needless human suffering. As you know, the US had announced economic sanctions that had crushed the value of Russia's currency. In addition, the US and several other countries has seized the assets of Russia's oligarchs. So that's why they're pulling out. It has nothing to do with morals and humanity. Starbucks pulled out. Starbucks has 130 locations between Russia and Ukraine. Over, well, about 2,000 employees. Immediately after Starbucks pull out, here comes Coca-Cola pulling out. Pepsi also pulled out. And then McDonald's, who has 850 locations in Russia alone, over, well, 62,000 Russian employees. 62,000. So they're gonna feel it. So despite McDonald's immense popularity in Russia, they're gonna temporarily suspend operations there. McDonald's came into the fold in Russia in 1990. It was a big hit, you know. And you remember after they knocked down the Berlin Wall, all that stuff, then McDonald's opened up and, you know, the Russian people were very grateful. And right now they formed major lines trying to get the last few burgers and fries and drinks or whatever, and they're selling them on the black market, and you know, like for big money, selling food, like fast food, cooked fast food. But anyway, fam, I just thought that was very hypocritical of McDonald's and Starbucks and Coca-Cola and Pepsi, because they don't seem to have a problem with the human suffering that's going on in America. But all of a sudden, they got a moral compass because some people are getting bombed in Ukraine. You can add up all the people in Ukraine that's died so far, and you can take any one of America's major cities, and they're top of that tenfold, hundredfold. It's nothing. But hey, I don't want to, try to minimize the suffering of anybody, because everybody thinks that their pain is greater than the next person's pain. And while that might be true, you can't dispute hypocrisy. And McDonald's, the people at McDonald's, the people at Starbucks, Coca-Cola, and Coca-Cola is my absolute favorite drink. I could damn near do a commercial for Coca-Cola. But I'm going to call a spade a spade, I'm going to call a strike a strike. It is what it is. They should be ashamed of themselves. I mean, the blatant hypocrisy. We're not talking about something subtle. I mean, just the blatant hypocrisy. They're just crying. It's sad. It's really sad what's going on. You got people that's looking at what's going on in Ukraine that's talking about how sad it is for those people to be dying over there, and they never shed a tear for the people who die right here. I'm not buying it, fam. I'm not buying it one bit. None of the companies that I mentioned, or any that might follow suit, has one bit of conscience in their heart disease. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?